Hey, good afternoon, Top fans. It's Bill from TopFanRivalry with the first Before the Bigs of the new 2022 year. And I brought back two of my good friends, Derek and Dave Schaefer. Boys, thanks for joining me.
Oh, good to see you.
Yeah, Derek was my first Before the Bigs interview this last year in 2021, and I wanted him to be the first in 2022. So, Derek, it's great to have you on. It's great to have a conversation again.
Yeah, thanks for having me back. It's awesome.
You bet, you bet. So, for those that haven't had a chance to get to know Derek yet, let's just give a little bit of background and I'll let him answer some of these questions. So, you've been playing baseball, but how long have you been playing?
I've been playing baseball probably since I was 5.
Okay.
I was playing basketball and baseball consistently for like 5, 6, 7 years. So I've been playing for about 11 years in baseball. And I played basketball for about 7 years as well.
Nice, nice. So baseball, basketball kind of guy, huh?
Yeah.
So what positions do you play in high school and what do you hope to play in college?
In high school, I pitched and I played the infield.
Mhm.
In college, I mean, I hope to do both, but whatever happens, happens. I'll definitely be pitching in college, but if I can play both, that's better.
Okay. And I got to tell you, Top fans, if you haven't seen Derek pitch yet, I had the opportunity this summer to watch him pitch in LA, and it was pretty fantastic. He was just having a good time out there. So just mowing them down, just having fun. So that being said, what are your goals for the game, or what are you hoping that happens? Do you want to go all the way, or is this through a college thing?
Yeah, I'd love to go all the way. That's my final goal.
Okay.
Definitely want to get all the way to the big leagues.
Let me guess, you want to sign with the Dodgers so that I can see you play on a consistent basis. I'll be fine with that. I'll be fine with that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, so let's talk about your prep. So some of the Before the Bigs have um there's youngsters that are watching this that are getting ready to go into high school. And you're now halfway through high school. And so let's talk about your prep. Okay, so do you have a personal trainer currently?
I do.
Okay. When when did you start that? What age did you start that?
My personal trainer, I started with my freshman year, and then it's just been based on consistency since then.
Okay. So Dave, what brought that on? Did you kind of see that it was time, or was it just you needed the extra time, or how'd that work out?
Well, it's more about credibility, I think. And one of his coaches basically told all of the parents at a parents' meeting that if you think you can do this on your own by stopping into the health club once or twice a week, then don't waste your time. You know, if you want to make this work and give it a run, you've got to do it the right way and get somebody that knows what the heck they're doing to help help your son exercise the right way for the right position. So
Yeah.
that was really it.
Yeah, it's back when we were playing, Dave, it was, if you were a pitcher like I was, and it was like, okay, you're not pitching, go run 5 miles. But there's more than just running, right?
Yeah.
Well,
So,
he's had some really good coaches who know what the heck they're talking about, and I try to listen to people who know what they're talking about more than I do.
yeah, which as a parent, that's got to be a little humbling, but it's got to be at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's got to feel great, right? When you see the results.
Yeah, I mean it's really not humbling for me. I mean, I enjoy being on the field, but I also know that I'm not at that level. These kids passed me up when they were about 12. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's fantastic. And, being in Arizona, there's fantastic coaching out here with really, really good resumes. So you've got to kind of step aside when you've got that opportunity.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that too, because I was looking up recently how many professional baseball players are that actually make their homes in Arizona, and how many of them open up different camps and different things like that once they retire. And like you say, there's quite a bit of athletes out there, and quite a bit of talent out there.
Well, and there's if you take that, you can multiply it by how many minor league guys are out here. And the minor league guys, as you know, don't make that kind of money. So they're looking for any opportunity to make a little money in the off season, doing pitching, hitting lessons, whatever. So we've had a few of those guys come out to practices and stuff too. But, you know, again, you've got expertise out here. So, you know, when we get to use it, we definitely use it.
Take advantage of it. Good. Good. Okay. So Derek, now how often do you train or work out?
I work out every single other day. So if I worked out today, I take tomorrow off and then lift or work out or do something the next day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what do you really find effective? I mean, some athletes like to run. I hated to run. I felt like it was a punishment. I never understood why people did cross country in high school. I'm like, dude, that's a sport. That's just a punishment.
Yeah.
But what do you find effective in your workouts?
So for me, it depends on the time of year, really. Right now, what I'm doing is really heavy weight for low reps and then eating a bunch of food and not a bunch of cardio to where we're in the winter and we don't lose water weight and you can gain all that weight. But for me personally, it's just, at least at my age, once you get into high school, the most effective thing to do is to train your lower body and lift a lot of weight, get heavy, do low reps. And also, like you said, running. Running is a really big part of pitching because at least in high school, you don't want to put yourself as a 1 inning guy. So you want to be a guy who can start and throw a bunch of innings if you need to. And you can't do that unless you're conditioned. You need to be conditioned for, running, sprints, stuff like that. I do sprints as well. I'm about to start doing those soon. But the most effective things is weightlifting and running.
So I couldn't agree with you more. Some of our most effective pitchers that we watch, right? From my era, Nolan Ryan and Roger Clemens, those dudes had big lower bodies, but weren't as beefy, in their arms and things like that. And some people think that pitchers need to be these really stocky, beefy guys. And in fact, that's your disadvantage because you got to be able to move your arm where all your power comes from your legs. Agreed?
Yes. Yeah, I agree. There's definitely spots in your upper body that need to be strong, like your back, your shoulders, your forearms. But other things besides that, if you get really, really beefy shoulders, really beefy chest, stuff like that, it's tough to be mobile, and you want to be as mobile as you can. And the more range of motion your arm has, the harder you throw, the safer it'll be. Just on and on.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. So I know you have a verbal commitment. Where are you going to go to college?
I'm going to go to college at the University of Tennessee.
Nice. And have you visited the campus?
Yes, I did in early November.
Okay. What do you think of the facilities?
It was awesome. Right now, it's probably at the lowest point that it'll be in the coming years, because after this season, they're going to be putting in way more seats, double-decker outfield seats, more stuff for the team down the third baseline under the stadium, because under the stadium, everything they have right now, they got the trainer room, video room, they got like an MVP room for all the alumni and stuff like that. People like Peyton Manning go there. And then they got the weight room, you go down there, locker room, and then coaches' offices. You got everything you need. It's amazing there. You got all the technology that you could need. It's not over the top. It's not super analytical, what they do, but you got everything that you're gonna need there.
So isn't that so different, Dave, than when we played? Right? You didn't even talk about analytics back then.
No, you shared a bat.
Yeah. This guy got a hit off me. Don't let that happen again. Done.
Yeah.
No, it's very different, but in a lot of really good ways. And it's a really, really good program, good facility. The coaches have been fantastic to us. And there's been a lot of coaches along the way in other universities that he looked at, that have been fantastic to him. Really appreciate all the interest and the hospitality, but we can only pick one.
Which was going to be my next question, Derek. What you must have looked at more than one university, right?
Yeah.
So what made you commit to UT? I love it, but what made you commit there?
Man, I mean, there are a bunch of schools recruiting me that were up there, and had a bunch to offer. And I mean, it really came down to the guys, the coaches, the guys who are going to be writing my name on the lineup card and making sure that I'm getting better. And the people around me, the campus, the city, the place that you're going to be, and the people you're going to be around. It was next to none. It seemed almost too great. I mean, it was awesome. So yeah, that's basically the reason right there. To keep it short and sweet.
I've been on that campus. It's a gorgeous campus.
It's awesome.
It's
Yeah.
a gorgeous campus, and a lot of baseball history there. A lot of, I mean, obviously you mentioned football. You mentioned Peyton Manning, but there's a lot of history there at UT.
Yeah, a lot.
Between UT and Vandy, you've got a lot of baseball history there, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, okay, so tell me what you're looking forward to most about getting there, besides for the athletics and besides for the school and the city and things like that. What are you looking forward to most about your collegiate career?
I'm really excited to see what I can do. I mean, in college baseball, because I mean, high school baseball, of course, it's not the same competition that you're going to be playing with in college ball. And I mean, the team's going to be really good. That team's going to be really good. They have some really good recruiting classes and a bunch of guys who are going to play there for fourth and fifth years, just like they're doing now. And I really think that, the thing that I'm most excited about is I think that the University of Tennessee is going to be a blue blood. They're going to be a powerhouse. And I think there's a good chance that once my class and myself and the classes after me get there, once we are sophomores and in my junior recruiting class, there's a really good chance that we could win 2 or 3 national championships. I really do think so.
Nice. I agree. It's a great facility out there. Like I said, I've been on that campus. I actually looked up their schedule already for this year, even though you're not going to be there. And like you said, they don't tool around. They've got some decent competition out there, and they go right at it. Some of their non league games are competitive. They're against teams that you want to see. And so national championships and making a run at national championships is very, very possible with that school.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. So Dad, same question to you. What are you looking forward to most about getting him on campus and getting him in the athletic program there?
Well, beside getting him out of the house, me,
Getting him off payroll.
I had to make a joke.
Absolutely.
I guess I'm looking most forward to just the process of that next step of growing up into an adult, and being around some really, really smart baseball and athletic people. The strength and conditioning people there are second to none. The nutrition people are going to help out a lot. Obviously, you're there for academics, you're student athletes, so they're going to take good care of them on that side. I'm really looking forward to that stuff. And then, of course, getting out of Phoenix and going to Knoxville and going to some of those road games.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you and I will have to plan a couple of road trips out there, right? A couple of times when either he comes here or we can go to some of the fun schools that we've wanted to visit, right?
Yeah, I can't wait for that, obviously. I mean, excited as heck for the opportunity for him, but excited as well to go to places like Ole Miss and Vandy and Gainesville and a few of those and watch him play.
Yeah, absolutely. Derek, I think you're going to be a phenomenal collegiate athlete for sure. And for those of you top fans that haven't seen Derek pitch, just wait. You'll get a chance to see him pitch. He'll be on the national stage soon enough. I have to tell you, Derek, one of my favorite, obviously being a pitcher growing up, playing in high school and some college, for me, watching you on that mound in LA this summer, just your command of the game and just you having fun out there. Man, I loved watching you just pitch and have fun. And some guys were a little tuned up. I mean, they were a little excited and you were just out there chill. Let's just have fun. Let's just enjoy this.
Yeah.
And if you take that to the game the rest of your life, man, you're going to go a long way. You're going to have a lot of fun with it. You're going to have a lot of fun with it.
Well, he's got a busy schedule again with high school starting, and then senior summer coming up is an important one. So lots of stuff going on between now and probably August and September.
So here's a question, and Derek, I'm going to ask you the same question, but kind of in reverse. So, Dave, from your perspective, for those people that are listening to this that are trying to get their boys more reps or more opportunities, do you find, I know that you were in a number of different tournaments and a number of different things over the summertime. Do you find that effective, or could it be a little overbearing if it's not planned out well? What do you think from a parent perspective, and maybe a kind of a quasi coach being the dad?
I think it depends on the age, for one. For youth baseball, there's really very little reason to travel usually, unless you're in a remote area. I used those opportunities just to get him ready for when he was older. So when you go to Atlanta to play baseball, it's not the first time you've traveled. You know, if you do travel when you're 10 or 11, you're doing it because you're trying to just get them ready for that, and you're just going to have fun as a family. Right. Same thing with showcases. Those are a little over the top, but I had him do one when he was 11, and it was really for the same reason. I didn't want him to go to the first one when he was 14 and have it count. I wanted him to have already done that once, already had all the eyeballs on him once, and get all the kind of jitters out. So I think that part's important. Otherwise, you can overdo it. No one cares what your kid does when he's 11, except you. So you're only doing it to prepare him and to have some fun. Once you get older, then you want to make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. You don't want to go to a showcase if you don't have a tool or more than one tool to showcase. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't want to have it on video, on the record, that you run a 7.560 and, you know, maybe you don't have the arm velocity that you should. You know, you need to have a tool. And if you don't have a tool, then you should save the money on the showcase and develop a tool.
Well, Derek, same question kind of in reverse. As a player, and I remember those summer times where I felt like I was going to something every week. As a player, do you enjoy those extra showcases, enjoy those tournaments, or by the time it's done, are you ready for it to be done?
I mean, I love it. So first of all, I mean, at least this summer, I have to pitch like every week just to stay ready. So, I mean, if I can play during that week, that's awesome. But as a younger kid, I mean, you always want to be better than everybody else. But like he said, nobody cares about what you did when you're 11 to 13 or 9 to 13 besides you. So, I mean, like that stuff, it's just preparation. I love it. Especially right now, you want to get as many reps as you can, especially if you're a position player, outfielder, or catch, something like that. You always want to get as many reps as you can, but it also depends on the skill level. If you can step back from the game and really find out what kind of player you are. We did that a few times, and we were just like, maybe we should change team. Maybe we should play here instead of trying to play shortstop all the time, you know, and really step back and look at what kind of player you are and see what kind of team you should be playing on, where you should be playing, you know, the type of events you should be playing, that type of stuff.
Yeah. And level up the competition too, right? I mean,
yes.
My varsity coach in high school, boy, I was so mad at him my sophomore and junior years, because we'd play in these tournaments in the summertime. We didn't travel as much, but we'd play in these tournaments, and a lot of these were collegiate players that were playing currently at a collegiate level. And here I'm going into my sophomore year, my junior year, I'm pitching to these guys and they're hitting bombs off me. There's a field that's a single A field now in Long Beach called Blair Field. And a guy, you may not recognize his name, but your dad will, Derek, a guy named Ryan Klesko hit a ball off me that hasn't landed yet. And it's been 20 some odd years.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but Klesko was in, was a college player, and I was going to my sophomore year. It was pretty bad. And so, but when you level up that's the advantage of doing these travel things, and you're leveling up different competitions and things like that. So that's great.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would add to it is the fact that, you know, you need to play up where you can. I think it's important to always challenge your kid, challenge your players with better competition. And then, you know, depending on where you're at, the events, you know, this last summer we went outside of Phoenix quite a bit and played against and with some of the top players in the country. And part of the benefit of that is now you know you can hang, you know, you can do it at that level. And the baseball in Phoenix is pretty good, but it's not that good. So it depends on, you know, kind of where you're at. But I definitely think you need to find competition that's one level above as much as you can.
Yeah, you know, especially out here in California, right, where I'm at, a lot of the high school teams, you know, they're built of guys that really want to play, and then some of the teams have space fillers, right? The guys that are going to bat seventh, eighth, ninth, that probably are going to play at the collegiate level. But when you're doing travel ball and you're doing specialty tournaments like you guys have done, those are athletes that want to be there, that want and to prove something, and you're leveling up that competition. That's
Yeah,
great.
and you know it and you saw it. I mean, you've got pitchers who, you know, and these kids all, you know, at that level, that a lot of these kids know each other. They played against each other. They might have played with each other. It becomes a little bit of a grudge match where I want to get you out and I want to hit a bomb off you, and that makes it fun. But you know, to see the competition and see all these kids working that hard, and it's definitely special at that level. It was really fun summer to watch these kids kind of go at it and really compete.
Compete, exactly. Well, Derek, this has been a lot of fun. I am so grateful that you took time out of your afternoon and wanted to join me here on Before the Bigs. Do you have any final comments as we're wrapping up here? You've been awesome, but what else can you tell us or teach us?
I just want to say thank you for having me. Actually, that's really all I want to say.
I
You know,
I want to give a shout out to Rise Sports Performance in Scottsdale.
yeah.
Okay.
That's where
Awesome.
he's been training, and bunch of good guys there. They get some good clientele. Juan Sanchez is the owner. So if you're in Scottsdale, look him up.
I will. I'll make sure we mention them too on the video. But Derek, you're welcome. You're always welcome to come back in and talk to us some more. I'm grateful that, again, like, you took your time, and Dave, always enjoy talking with you. And you're, for you top fans out there, you're gonna have some fun with Dave here pretty quick. He's got a Best in Chicago coming up soon, so that'll be a good time. So, Dave, anything else that you want to mention?
No, just appreciate the time and appreciate everyone giving this a watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, top fans, make sure that you take a listen, look Derek up. You can find him. You know, he does live in the Phoenix area, as his dad mentioned, but you can look him up and watch him. He is going to be a guy that you are going to see on national television here in the next couple of years. So, top fans, thanks for listening and or watching this. And to the Schaefers, we appreciate you coming on. Have a good
Thank
afternoon.
you. Thank you.